Hey guys, Velocity here, and today I'm doing a guest commentary for my good friend Andy. And he's playing competitive artifact assault on Palenque. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and honestly, I just have trouble even remembering map names these days. Like I think my brain cells are just like deteriorating even faster than normal. I think it must be all the coffee I've been drinking or all the chicken nuggets that I consume on a daily basis because all there is to eat really when I'm working late is freaking Burger King. But anyway, so he asked me to do this commentary almost like 20 days ago at this point. I actually looked at the dates and I felt terrible, but like like I actually have a couple other guest commentaries I need to get to, but there's just been like my program's been like it's not so much that I'm physically doing a lot of things, but it's a lot of like thinking and reading that I have to do, and it takes a lot out of you. Not to mention I've had these like terrible allergies. I get really bad hay fever every year, and it's just awful. And I just end up sounding like a freaking like boy, like a man. And I didn't know when you do a guest commentary, like you don't want to. They expect to hear a woman. You don't want them to hear like a gruff old like man voice. So I figured I'd wait till I recover a little bit, take some what do you call it? Zyrtec, or what did I take? Claritin, non-drowsy Claritin. That's the stuff. That's the spot. Like when I didn't actually have allergies until I turned 18 in my senior year of high school, and never having had it before, I was like, okay, I'll just take some Benadryl. I'm sure I'll be fine. And it just knocked me the frick out. Like I had to go to the nurse's office and be like, hey, I need to lie down. And she just looks at me like, what, you have a stomach ache? You're like sick? I'm like, no, I'm about to pass out. And I literally just passed out in like one of the beds there. But anyway, I'm getting like off topic. I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah. So Andy told me that when he was playing this match, this was one of the first competitive AA matches that he's played in a long time, because I believe he used to play competitive AA in AC3. I'm not sure about ACR, but I think for sure definitely AC3. And he plays as a defender because, like me, he just likes to kill anything that moves. And look at that, like awesome job, like double kill right there. Double with like, I don't know, like 3 seconds in between. I still consider that a double kill. Whatever. Fuck anyone else that says otherwise. Blah, I'm stumbling upon my words right now. I had like 3 or 4 cups of coffee today, which is a lot for me. So I'm still a little bit hyper even though it's like almost midnight. Anywho's, but he hadn't, I think he kind of retired from the competitive AA scene for a long time. I think he still played competitive Manhunt. He is like an amazing Manhunt player. I played a few games of like super non-competitive, just some casual Manhunt, ACB Manhunt, I should say, with him like a week or so ago, and he actually uploaded one of those matches. I didn't even know he was recording. All of a sudden, I see this video and I hear my voice, and mine and like Krim's voices like arguing with each other. I'm like, what the fuck? Way to give us a heads up, Andy, you dog. Yeah, those kinds of games are always fun, just kind of chilling out with your friends. So be sure to check that out on his channel too, if you guys already haven't. And that was a really nice kill. I really like that. The guy was just like, I'm gonna teleport out, and he's like, no, I'm gonna be waiting for you on top of this roof with dagger in hand. So I guess a little bit about how Andy and I met. We actually met through YouTube, like kind of talked for a while, like on YouTube and Twitter. I distinctly remember he asked me one of my questions for my 100 sub special Q&A special that I did a little while back. And it was like one of those like thought-provoking questions about like girl gamers in the AC and gaming community in general. So I remember that. That's one of the first times that I like kind of interacted with him. And then not too long after, he hosted like a throwback to ACR. It was actually on Valentine's Day. It was for all us lonely single schmucks with no dates on Valentine's Day. Because fuck dates. Fuck significant others. Forever alone. That's the way to go. how else will we get all our gaming in during the week? So yeah, so during actually, I didn't actually even get a chance to play with him that much, which is a real shame. That usually happens during the week. I rarely get to play with him, or like a lot of my friends are like in like different time zones, like in European time zones, so they're anywhere between like 5 and like 7 to 8 hours ahead of me. So usually by the time I get home, it's like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 in the morning for them. So obviously we don't get to actually even play on on AC, except sometimes on the weekends. And lately, both Annie and I have been, not so much me, but he's kind of like, we've been getting into some ACB Assassinate. Actually, I played it for the first time ever this past weekend, I should say. And it was a lot of fun. I really wish they hadn't really changed it, because it was just a lot of fun. It's so much better than AC3. Like I went back to AC3 after the first time in like almost a year, and by AC3 I mean AC3 Assassinate, which I never really played at all. I'm not an Assassinate player. I'm not much of any kind of player at this point, because I've been bouncing back and forth between games and game modes that I don't even know. Like, I'm becoming like a jack of all trades and master of none, really. Unlike Andy, who is pretty much a master of like anything I see him play, he seems to be really good at. And he says like, oh, I suck at Assassin, or I suck at like ACB Assassin. I distinctly remember that the first game he didn't do so great, and then each game after that he just like exponentially got better. And mind you, this wasn't like it wasn't just like me and like fellow Assassinate noobs. It was super competitive lobbies, and he generally kicked people's asses. And that's something I really like about him. And he's not one of those like super swag YOLO get on my level type MLG type players. I mean, he doesn't like. What I mean to say is he's rather quiet about it, so you don't expect it, and all of a sudden this like crazy monster beast comes out and you're like, what the fuck? So like, he told me this is actually one of his first matches back in competitive AA, so he did he did mention to me that, I made a few mistakes here and there, but as far as I can tell, he's been doing a stellar job. The score is still 0-0, and he pretty much hasn't not pretty much, he hasn't let a single artifact through. And he's rolling with one of my personal favorite sets to use, which is Shield and Wipe, and it's just great for defending against teleporters. Just stop them in their tracks, and it's hilarious. And like in less competitive lobbies, it's really funny when you wipe someone who's like smoke porting or something, and they just like stand there for like, I've had this happen to me. Like I'll wipe someone who's teleporting, and they'll literally just stand there for like 5 seconds afterwards, and I'll just like look at them, and they're just like staring straight ahead, like, okay, I've made it back. And it's like, wait, I'm still where I started. Damn. So besides his awesome AC multiplayer gameplay, he's also got this really cool series on his channel, which is actually one of my personal favorites. It's where he's going through the AC2 single player, and AC2 is probably my favorite game in the series, and it's definitely one of my favorite games just ever, all time, just overall. And he's been uploading what he's calling like stunt assassinations on the main targets, and it's really cool. Like, he'll just, I'm not gonna like tell you, like go through them up with you guys obviously, but like one of my personal favorites, for example, is where he's just he's throwing some of the NPCs. I mean, obviously they're all NPCs. I just mean throwing some of the civilians to kind of direct where his targets and the guards are looking, so you can just jump around onto the roofs and stuff. And it's just really cool. Just check it out. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to him, then you're clearly crazy. So be sure to subscribe for more great AC content. AC multiplayer, AC single player. I've been requesting some more from other AC single players. I don't know if he'll do that. Maybe he will if you guys request it enough. Hint, hint, like and comment his videos. So the video is coming to an end. There's less than 30 seconds left, and the only thing I'm sorry about is that I don't have a sexy Italian accent. I thought about, doing like an imitation, like during the intro, kind of mixing up my intro and, throw on an Italian, a swaggy European accent, but I was like 99% sure that would have been totally offensive. So, yeah, good thinking, Velo. Good thinking. But, anyways, I will catch you guys later. Keep on assassinating assassins.